Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it. It's AFR Saints, your home for daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Please subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our content this football season is presented by BetUS. Score a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Enjoy the video. Who dat? I don't know how many more dubs are on the schedule for the New Orleans Saints, but it would feel like this is maybe the best opportunity you have remaining. Saints head up to New York, take on the Giants, the reeling New York Giants. Ryan Field was good enough to visit with us last year when the Giants came to the Dome. Call on him again from ABC7 there in New York. He's on Twitter at RyanFieldABC. Thanks, man. How are you?
Matt, always a pleasure, man. Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's our pleasure. We appreciate the time. Man, how do you encapsulate what it's like around this football team right now? Vibes appear pretty low from the outside looking in.
You could say that about the entire state of New York football.
Yes.
Listen, the Giants did not have the same type of preseason hype nor expectations that the Jets had, but certainly nobody thought they would only have 2 wins here at this juncture of the season. And, you know, you talk about the Saints coming into town on Sunday. They are a 5-point road favorite, which is kind of a big number in the NFL for a road team, which kind of tells you exactly the state of these two teams at this point. But that's just the way it is, and I fully expect the Saints to come in and win this game. And frankly, Giants fans are hoping that they don't win this game because they are already eyeing a top pick in April's draft.
What happened with Daniel Jones?
Well, I think it was a combination of things. You know, when Saquon was there, you know, he was in and out of the lineup battling various ailments. So too was Jones, who was not entirely healthy during his tenure. They could never put a competent offensive line in place for him until they had Malik Neighbors. Between Odell Beckham's departure and then until they got Malik Neighbors, they never really had a true deep threat at wideout, somebody that really put fear into the secondary. So the list goes on and on and on and on. But the reality of the situation is Daniel Jones, in his contract year, led them to the playoffs, led them to a road win at Minnesota against a good Vikings team. It was a great time for Daniel Jones, great timing, very bad timing for the New York Football Giants, who had no choice but to re-up him. 4 years, $160 million. That was such a big number, and frankly, one that raised a lot of eyebrows when it came down. But you know, at that point, the Giants kind of had their hand forced, and then they were forced to pick between Saquon and Daniel Jones. And obviously, if they could do it all over again, I'm sure they'd much rather have Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, buddy. Guy who looks like he might well be the MVP of the league. He and Josh Allen battling for that. We'll get right back to the video, but want to take an opportunity to remind you about our great partner this football season here at AFR Saints, BetUS. You want to bet on the Saints and Giants or any of your NFL action? Make sure you do it at BetUS, where you can get a 150% deposit bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits, up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Let me show you how easy it is to lock in our bet for the Saints-Giants this weekend. You go to BetUS, the sportsbook, hit the drop-down, choose NFL Week 14. We'll scroll, there's Saints and Giants. You know the old adage, chalk early, dogs late. Saints opened as a 2.5, 3-point favorite. It's up to 4.5 now. You better get on it before it keeps climbing. We'll lay the 4.5 with the Saints because the Giants are atrocious. They've quit and Dexter Lawrence isn't playing anymore. So we'll go ahead and place the bet. It's going to ask me to confirm. 2 taps, and just like that, our bet is locked in at BetUS, where you can get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Now enjoy the rest of the video. Last year, when the Saints and Giants played, the Saints sold Tammy Cutlets. So he's heard it'll be Drew Lock. What did the Giants look like with Drew Lock under center?
Listen, I thought they looked okay against the Cowboys. Now, granted, it was against the Cowboys. You know, Drew Lock brings a scrambling element, kind of a gritty guy, a little bit of a different vibe than Daniel Jones. He had that great run on Thanksgiving, just missed a touchdown on like a 40-yard scamper. So he brings a different element, and as Dable points out, the Giants head coach, this is the first week that he's been a full go with the ones. So, he'll have a full week of practice under his belt with the starting unit, and the hope is they're going to come out and put together a good showing. Listen, the Giants haven't even won a home game all season, so that tells you how things are going here in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area, and, the fans have not had much to cheer about, and frankly, it's apathy for this season. And now, like I said, folks are already looking ahead to April and what's going to transpire in that draft.
Ryan Field, ABC 7 in New York. And then Dexter Lawrence is done for the year as well. That's obviously massive. We can quantify it, right? I can look at the interior pressures and the tackles and how good he, but what does that loss mean for the Giants defense on Sunday?
Everything. The guy's one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, and he was already having a career season, 9 sacks already through however many games that it was. He's a disruptor against the run and against the pass, and frankly, one of the vocal leaders on that defense. And him not being there changes that complexion entirely. So you're looking at Kayvon Thibodeau to come off the edge and hopefully pick up some of that slack, but by no means are they the same defense without the big man there anchoring it in the middle.
Malik Neighbors obviously started the season on fire. There was the injury, slowed. There's been the frustration of late. For all the LSU fans here who obviously love watching Malik play in the purple and gold, give us a sense of what the year's been like for Malik and sort of the reception there.
Yeah, no pun intended with the reception. Listen, it's one of those things
I
where...
do love puns, too. God, I love puns, and that was unintentional.
Matt, you're very punny. One of the reasons why I come on this show. It's one of those things where, listen, this guy was as good as advertised. He has made some incredible catches that even if those fans down there, the LSU fans down there in the Bayou, aren't watching Giants games, you've no doubt seen him on SportsCenter. He's made some incredible catches this season. But again, look who's been throwing him the ball. So it's kind of, he hasn't been dealt a great hand here in his rookie season. He was frustrated a couple weeks ago because he wasn't targeted at all in the first half. Kind of had a fiery post-game interviews with the reporters there, with in the scrum, just kind of talking about how the Giants are playing soft, and you got to talk to Dable about why I'm not being targeted and I want more touches. And listen, the guy knows he's one of the best players on the field, and frankly, should never be a question in terms of his involvement in the offense. And the Giants drafted him in the top 10 for a reason. They know what he brings to the table. We've seen it in flashes this year. Now the hope is, they go out and get a quarterback in April's draft, whether it's Shedeur Sanders or whoever, at the 2 or 3 pick, which is probably where they're going to be slotted. And, you get a guy that can get him the ball, deep routes, down the field where he can make plays, because he's certainly capable of doing that. It's just unfortunate that we've only seen it in flashes here in his rookie season.
Ryan, you mentioned the Saints being 5-point favorites on the road in an NFL game. That certainly speaks to the Giants and their record at 2-10. But the Saints are 4-8. So a 4-8 team as a 5-point road favorite.
That's what I'm saying,
is explosive. Right? But the flip side of that is the Saints are 4-8. Man, they're a dramatically flawed football team. So if there is a blueprint for the Giants, and candidly, Ryan, there's a lot of people here kind of hoping the Saints trip up as well.
Right.
What is the blueprint for the Giants Sunday?
Listen, Drew Lock has to show what he did against the Cowboys, the scrambling ability, especially in the second half. You found a little more rhythm with the offense, and maybe that's something they can build on. And listen, the coaching staff for the Giants, much like the Saints, they're not going to come out and try to lose this game.
Sure.
I fully expect both teams to put their best foot forward. But, for the Giants, Tyrone Tracy, the rookie running back out of Purdue, has been a revelation this year. So, they'll have Neighbors in there who's probably going to be motivated going up against New Orleans. So, listen, there is a path for them to win. It's just going to be funny, to your point, 2 teams that, frankly, probably don't want to win based on their draft selection come April. So it'll be kind of curious to see how all of this plays out.
He's Ryan Field. Get him on Twitter at Ryan Field ABC. Incidentally, the airport in Baton Rouge is Ryan Field. So
how about that?
We have
also the home of Northwestern football
it
up there in
is.
Evanston, Illinois.
It is the home of Northwest. Are you a Wildcat?
I am not a Wildcat. I'm a Michigan State Spartan, but an honorary Wildcat, especially as their stadium up there is undergoing not a facelift. They're building a whole new place there, and it's going to be. It looks pretty spectacular.
That's
so
wild.
I am getting a facelift myself, Ryan Field, up in Evanston, Illinois. Yeah. So I might have to be there for the grand opening, the ribbon cutting, if you will. They might have to have me over there.
They should, and they're playing it at like the practice field this year, which is or were playing, which is wild.
Yeah, I think they can only hold like 8,000 there or something, which they don't typically get much more than that for a Northwestern football game. I kid, but it's one of those things where
you're right.
I mean, what was it a couple years ago that the Bears had to play down at Illinois Stadium? I guess it was probably longer than that.
Yeah,
when Soldier Field was undergoing all those renovations. So you got to do what you got to do.
He is Ryan Field from ABC7 there in New York. We appreciate it, man. I'd say enjoy the game Sunday, but I don't think any of us are going to enjoy this game on Sunday.
The same sentiments to you, my friend. Let's just hope they give us something to put a few highlights on the 11 o'clock news here Sunday night.
No doubt, man. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for watching the video. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video, and remember to support BetUS, where right now you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150.